3, 2, and 1. Wala pa rin yung iba. So let's see. Okay, good morning once again and also good afternoon, grade 7 Sapphire. So we'll have our video conference today and we're going to talk about humility, specifically the concept and its application. So we have 5 objectives in this lesson for this topic. First is to define and describe what is humility. Second is to accept the truth about one's strengths and weaknesses. And third, to compare and contrast the difference between a humble and a proud person. Fourth will be describe how to be humble. And fifth, apply humility in the day-to-day living or in our everyday life. Okay, so let me give to you, show to you first some famous quote from a famous someone. I can't remember who said this. This is stated in our module. It states that humility is putting others first by giving up what you think or you deserve. So in from this quotation, we can this will give us a short or a glimpse of how on what we are going to talk about or what is really humility. So let's proceed first with the concept of humility. Let's define what is humility. So humility, it was defined in our module as a virtue that judges the thoughts and intentions of our inner self. So it is also signifies lowliness or submissiveness. It is derived from the Latin word humilitas, or as Saint Thomas says, it is from humus, which means earth which earth which is beneath us. Kaya meron tayong nakikinig na pagminsan sa ating mga kaibigan, sa ating mga um, ninong, ninang, sa ating mga tito, tita, sa ating mga nanay at tatay na always be down to earth. Yan, tama Nathan. Yung sinasabing down to earth. Bakit sir down to earth? Hindi go to heaven. So mahirap yun naman yung go to heaven. So mas okay na siguro yung down to earth. Sir, bakit down to earth? Hindi pwede rin namang down to the sea level or down to the water. Hindi if we're going to take a look at the characteristic of an earth. So yung lupa kasi o yung earth, siya yung pinakang mababa sa atin. Kumbaga siya yung tinatapakan pero hindi ko naman sinasabi na magpatapang kayo. Meaning to say, siya yung nagpapakumbaba. And kahit siya ay mapagpakumbaba or binibigay niya yung kasing sarili niya sa mababang level, ay nananatili pa rin siyang matatag at malakas. Kaya sinasabing down to earth. Okay? So anyway, so let us proceed. So what humility teach us? Ano nga bang naidudulot sa atin ng pagiging isang mapagkumbaba? So first, it teach us how to be or to keep in mind that we are not perfect. I am not perfect because sometimes we commit mistakes. Lahat ng tao ay nagkakamali and we are destined to commit mistake. Pero that is not that pero hindi naman ganun ka-importante yung pagkakamali because it is a matter of how we learn from our mistakes. We can commit mistakes several times. We can commit mistakes now, tomorrow, and forever and every day. But most importantly, we have to learn from our mistakes. Okay? Kinakailangan yung pagkakamali natin, sana, hopefully, hindi na natin maulit muli as a human person. Second is, I don't know everything. So this will remind us that we do not know everything. There is always someone better than you. Okay? Kahit yung mga anime characters na papanood natin na matatalino sa tulad ni Detective Conan, ni GC Zenku, if you are familiar with Dr. Stone about science, di ba? Kahit si Zenku na naalam niya lahat sa science, ay hindi niya pa rin alam kung ano pa yung ibang pwedeng matuklasan sa mundo. Even our scientists, our philosophers, and other famous individuals, hindi nila lahat alam. Okay? So again, always keep in our mind that there's always someone better than you, that we do not know everything in this world. So we have to be humble and down to earth. Next is play a small role in much a bigger picture. The bigger picture is our society, our community, and our country, and the whole world. But first, before we proceed or before we take a look at the big picture, why not focus on the smaller picture first? Yun yung tinatawag nating yung family nyo. Or your family is the small community. So in each society, we have this small role. Kung kayo, dahil kayo ay teenager, so ang role nyo ay bilang isang anak. Ano ba ang tungkulin ng isang anak? So pwede niyong mahalin ang mga magulang nyo, ang nanay at tatay, tulungan ang mga kapatid sa mga gawain, at sa ating barangay, segregate tayo ng maayos, magwalis, linis ng kapaligiran para maiwasan ang anumang panganib na dulot nito. At yung mga bagay at yung mga ibang pang bagay na maaring makatulong sa ating pamilya as sa ating maliit na komunidad. Okay? Sir, anong resesyon sa humility nun? Kasi because when we say humility, alam natin dapat kung ano yung tungkulin natin sa bawat isa. So, next, fourth one, I don't need to prove myself of all time. Yan. What does it mean? So dapat as a human person, if we want to manifest the virtue of humility or the humility or humbleness, hindi dapat tayo yung pabida-bida. Kumbaga sa Jollibee, bida tayo, parang ganon. Huwag tayo yung laging pabibo or laging pasikat. Always stay humble, always be humble in every day, always be humble. Dapat yung kapag may tinatanong si teacher, just raise your hand, pero huwag mo muna sasabihin yung sagot, hindi yung pag nagtanong si teacher, hindi ka pa nataas ng kamay, sasabihin mo na agad yung sagot. So masyado kang pabibo, masyado kang pabida. So that will result to a bad reputation of your human nature. So always stay humble. Next is accept my weaknesses. So all of us here, we have our strengths and weaknesses because we are individuals, we are unique, we have our own intelligences, therefore we have our strengths and weaknesses. Maaaring magaling ka sa larangang ito at maaari ring hindi ka magaling sa larangang ito. Maaaring magaling kang kumanta pero maaari ring hindi ka magaling sumayaw. So and the like. So because we have our weaknesses, we have to accept that. Because as an individual, as a person, as a human, we have to accept our weaknesses. Pero that it doesn't mean now we have to be sad about our weaknesses. It just means that we have to convert negative energy to positive energy. It's not the law of conservation of energy, but it means that we have to make our weaknesses our strengths. Yan. Kumbaga, kung kung ikaw ay tulad na lang ng mga artista natin. Meron tayong artista na merong katawa-tawang or kalait-lait na katangian, pero it doesn't stop them for making themselves famous. Dahil nga doon sa kanilang kalait-lait na katangian, yun yung ginagamit nila para sila ay sumikat. Okay? Yun yung tinasabi natin, accept my weaknesses by converting your weaknesses to your strength. Yan. It is okay to seek help outside myself. Yan. Always remember that it is okay to seek help and accept help from others. You can seek advices from your parents, from your brothers, sisters, from your friends, and even from your enemies. Yan. And also if you feel like accepting the help of others, then go ahead. Okay lang na tumanggap ng tulong ng iba. Huwag niyong masyadong huwag niyong masyadong pairalin yung inyong pride. Kasi yung pride na yan yung matinding kalaban ng pagiging humble. Sir, madali po bang maging humble? Madali po bang maging down to earth na tao? Well, to tell you the truth, that is very difficult to answer, and that being humble is very difficult to manifest and to live out in our everyday life. Kinakailangan mong maging madalas lagi sa buhay mo ay mapagpakumbaba. Kumbaga ay talagang hindi ka yung nagbo-boast, hindi ka nagbrabrag, hindi ka rin masyadong basta simple lang yung buhay ng isang taong mapagpakumbaba. Hindi siya masyadong nagpapakita ng kung ano man ang meron siya o kanyang katangian. But anyway, let us proceed to this. Last one, what humility teaches us is my feelings don't always serve me. So in other words, don't let your emotions get over you. Kasi kapag kinain kayo ng emosyon nyo, ito na yung magiging out of control nyo sa buhay nyo. You may experience stress. You may experience anxiety and depression. So we have here um, from God, teacher, what should we submitted this time? Okay. To cut the discussion, sagutin ko lang yun sa yung tanong ni Gab. You should be doing modules about humility. Yan, applications and concept. That is the scheduled module for this week. Then after nun, meron pa tayong three sets, 6 modules for next year. Yun na lang kailangan yung gawin. Quarter project, gratitude, and I can't remember the last one. Yan, basta yun, 6 pa yung natitira. Well, anyway, let's proceed to our discussion. So next is I just want to share to you this quotation or this line from our module, but let us focus more on the last part or the last part of this line. So we have here, but if we always pretend we're perfect and we always pretend we can do no wrong, then we will never change or grow as individuals. So meaning to say, if kung iniisip natin na alam natin lahat ng ating alam natin lahat, there's no room for improvements if this is our mindset. Tulad na lang ng nangyayari ngayon. Well, pwede naman na, ay, nagdi-discuss si sir about humility. Ay, hindi na ako makikinig. Alam ko na kasi yung sasabihin ni sir kasi nasa module lang naman. Ay, hindi na lang ako attend ng video conference kasi same lang din naman yung i-discuss ni sir dun sa module tsaka sasabihin niya. So, hindi dapat ganon. Because if your mindset is like that, you will never grow as an individual. Because having humility and being humble in your daily life means that you have to be open for other informations to sink in or to gain more information, to gain more knowledge, and to grow as an individual. Dapat open ka lagi sa information at sa knowledge na pwede mo pang makuha. Dapat ang mindset mo is, magdi-discuss si sir. Meron na namang sa module na discussion, pero baka may other inputs pa si sir na maaaring makatulong sa lesson. Same goes with other subjects. So, dapat ganun yung mindset nyo, hindi yung, ay, alam ko na yun, hindi na ako makikinig. Especially if you are listening or attending to a seminar. Yan, dapat hindi ganun yung mindset. Kasi bawat speaker, laging may iba't ibang input yan. Next, so let's have the applications of humility or how to be a humble person. First step is to humility is the quality that let us go more than halfway to meet the needs and demands of others. So, kinakailangan i-consider mo yung pangangailangan ng iba. So, this goes with the saying yung tinatawag nating ladies first. Are you familiar with that? Sabi, ladies first muna. Bakit hindi man's first? Bakit laging ladies first? Actually, this line, meron siyang gender issue. Kasi nagkameron siya ng gender issue according to research na about dun sa progress to discussing gender issues yung ladies first. Bakit laging ladies first? So, well, actually, hindi ba? Pero, if we're going to take a look or if we're going to think or realize something for that, dun sa line na yon, hindi pa pwedeng nagiging gentleman lang or hindi ba pwedeng nagiging humble lang yung isang tao because you need something more than I do. For instance, yung sa pag-akyat ng sa pagsasakay ng public utility vehicle, sa jeepney, sa tricycle, or sa LRT or sa ano pa mang public transportation. Siyempre, in our part as a man, mas pinapauna natin yung mga mga babae kasi mas kailangan nila yung mauna sila sa sa upuan or ano pa man. Pero but still it depends upon the situation. Kasi when we say kapag sinabi kasi nating being humble, hindi naman kinakailangan laging ladies first. Mas pag sinabi kasing humble, dapat inuuna mo yung pangangailangan ng iba kaysa sa pangangailangan mo. Okay? Halimbawa, yung isang lalaki, pagod na pagod siya galing sa trabaho, tapos merong isang babae na nag-i-insist na paupuin siya sa kanyang upuan. So hindi mo naman pwedeng paalisin yung taong yun dahil lang babae ka. So, kaya nagkakameron siya ng gender issue. Kaya yung pagsabi ng ladies first, kailangan isipin natin yung sitwasyon na na iyong kinalalagyan. Kung ano ba yung tamang gawin. Andito na pala si Ethan. Then, asa na yung presentation natin? So, let us proceed. Second, accept your own others' strengths and weaknesses. Nasabi ko na kanina. Third, prepare to each other in honor, serve each other, value others as more than yourself, devote yourself to each other. Nabanggit ko na rin kanina. Fourth, know that you do not know anything and have too much to learn from others. Mas maganda nga kung face-to-face tayo dahil kung face-to-face tayo, there will be an activity wherein you will share knowledge to each other. Kung magbibigay ka ng information na alam ng klase mo, ikaw din, magbibigay ka rin ng information na hindi alam ng kaklase mo. Okay, then after that, there will be a group sharing or class discussion about what you have learned from your classmates. Diba? Maganda yon. Being humble means also to gain more knowledge. Yan. See? Let another mouth praise you and not your own lips. Dahil last week nagtingin ako sa Facebook, ang daming news feed about Dean's Listers. Yan. This will also relate us to on how to be proud and what's the difference between a proud person and a humble person. Well, dun sa mga nag-post ng Dean's Lister sila, well, it's okay to post something like that. But if you want to manifest the virtue of humbleness or humility, it's better to be quiet than to brag about the achievement of your life. Well, I know two scholars who are already practicing the virtue of humility and humbleness. If you know Bernadette Landicho, si Ate Bernadette, and also Rafael Landicho, yung magkapatid na magaling sa math. Si Rafael grade 9 siya. I don't know the section. And the other one is Bernadette Landicho. I don't know if she is in Waling-Waling or Sampaguita. Well, anyway, for them, kasi ang dami nilang achievements sa mathematics. Narami na silang narating na panalo ng contest. Pero they insist not to post their names on social media, even in Pisay Calabarzon page, because they don't want to post their names because they are too humble. Kasi ayaw nilang ipagmalaki masyado yung kanilang mga na-achieve sa buhay. More than, basta alam nila yung kanilang kayang gawin. Okay? Sabi ko nga, magpapasko na, so ang dami kinakailangang i-flex, ipopost yung mga damit natin. Yan, if you want to practice humility and humbleness, isipin natin yung pangangailangan ng ibang tao. Yes, may bago tayong mga damit, may bago tayong mga sapatos, may bago tayong mga gadgets. Well, naisip mo rin ba kung anong mararamdaman ng iba? So magkakameron lang that will result to insecurities. Kasi dahil nakita nila, sana meron din ako, sana all, di ba? So magkakameron ng ganong mindset yung ibang tao. So it's better to not to post it or not to brag it online. Though even though you are very proud of having those kind of gadgets or stuffs or achievements. And 6, do not brush off advices. Learn to listen and weigh whether they are right or wrong. So if you are seeking for advices, kapag napansin mo na ay mali naman yung advice mo eh. So wag mo nang ganun. You can say some nice words para ma-assess yung situation, kung ano ba yung advices na binibigay ng iyong kaibigan o ng iyong magulang. Baka kasi may pinanggagalingan sila or pinanggagalingan yung kanilang mga sagot. 7 is do not be selective in talking to a people. This is usually what Filipino does, na pinipili lang nila yung kanilang gustong makausap, especially in selecting friends. Uy, hindi ka famous, hindi ka dapat sa grupo namin, ganon. So, being humble means you have to be open to other relationships. Okay? Kahit kahit anong gender niya, kahit anong social status niya, kahit anong kanyang capabilities, you have to be open to socializing other people. Then 8, never think of yourself more highly than you ought to be. So it always be down to earth. Kinakailangan. Wag mong masyadong ipagmalaki yung sarili mo. Yun ang kagandahan sa pagiging magpakumbaba. Pero wag yung pakitang tao lang. So kung gusto mo talagang i-manifest or obtain the virtue of humility and humbleness, you have to do it in a daily basis. Hindi pwedeng in a specific occasions lang. You have to practice it. 9, learn to say sorry and make restitution if possible. If you're familiar with the movie Brideborn, featuring Sian Lim and Kim Chiu, so I learned something from that movie that Kim Chiu said this word, sabi if you know, nandun ay, if you know how to say sorry, you are closer from being better. So wala namang mawawala kung magsosorry tayo sa ating mga nagawang kasalanan. Hindi rin ito makabawas ng dignidad natin. Huwag niyong iralin ang pride, kasi if you will live out with your pride, you will never be you can never manifest or live out the virtue of humility and humbleness. Kinakailangan yung pride na yan ay pababain mo. Well, just to share you guys, even though it's already 12:23, kaya pa naman siguro yan. Just want to share to you or ask you a question. Bakit kaya pag nag-aaway, nagsisigawan? Ay magkalapit lang naman sila. Bakit kaya?
Kasi po galit sila.
Kasi galit sila? Bakit? Pag nag-uusap naman tao, pwede naman tayo. Ay magkalapit lang naman sila. Hindi naman sila parehas bingi. Bakit kinakailangan nila magsigawan?
Nasasaktan sila.
Parang nilalabas po nila talaga yung galit nila.
Hi! Sko!
Nag-release ng emotions. So this is the problem, guys, if we really want to practice or to manifest the virtue of humility, when it comes to fighting someone or if you are angry at someone, just like I said before, learn to let go of your emotions to someone else para hindi ka makasalita. Nangyayari yan kasi yung kanilang puso ay magkalayo. Kapag ang dalawang taong nag-aaway na magkalapit pero nagsisigawan, that means magkalayo yung kanilang puso. Pero kung magkalapit yung kanilang puso, kahit magkalayo sila, magkakaintindihan sila. Okay? Yun yung kinakailangan nating i-practice. Next is acknowledge that there are things which you do not know. Explore lang tayo, explore new things. Then 11, do not manipulate conversations, learn to listen and from other people and learn from them. Usually may nakakausap tayo pag minsan nagmamadali tayo, biglang may kakausap sa atin, then sometimes sinasabi na natin, okay, sige, salamat, bye, thank you. Mga simple reply, pero parang minamanipulate mo na yung inyong conversation to end. Para bang nagre-reply ka lang para matapos mo yung conversation. Ayaw mo na siyang pahabain. Well, why not take time or listen to his or her explanation of what he or her is saying? Maybe you can learn something from them. And 12, do not give unsolicited advice unless it is called for. Yan. Kung hindi kayo kinakausap, huwag munang sasabat. Or kung hindi hinihingi ang opinion mo, huwag kayong iimik ng kung anek-anek dyan. Okay? Kinakailangan, you have to be patient, you have to wait for your time. That is the meaning of being humble. Learn to know your place and wait patiently. So we have here from Ethan, sir, that's how they manipulate conversations. The louder the voice, the more control they have. Yan. Kasi nga magkalayo yung kanilang puso. Hindi nagko-connect kaya sila sigawang-sigawan. Well, anyway, let's proceed. People have different opinions on issues. Learn to listen and keep an open mind. So we have several issues airing in social media. So kinakailangan tingnan natin yung both side because we have just like I said, we are individuals, we are unique, we have our own thoughts, we have our own opinions about something in a specific issue. Makinig lang tayo, listen to them para makita natin talaga kung ano yung katotohanan. Then give a listening ear, even crying shoulder to others. So guys, this is very important on how to be humble. If you really want to be humble, if you have a friend or a special someone that would like to share something about his or her problems, tapos namomobrema ka kung ano yung ire-reply mo sa mga sinasabi niya, well, do not worry because ang kinakailangan lang naman niya is a crying shoulder and someone who can listen to him or her. So, in other words, kapag may nag-share sa'yo ng problema, kung hindi mo alam yung ire-reply mo, kung ano yung sasabihin mo, or if you are not sure kung ano may sasabihin mo, okay lang na hindi ka umimik. Ang mahalaga doon, maramdaman niya na meron siyang kasama at merong nakikinig sa kanya. Especially those who are suffering from anxiety, stress, and depression. They really need someone na may kinig sa kanilang mga problema. Huwag kayong mag-worry sa mga i-reply nyo, basta just be by their side. Yan. Do not boast with what you know and what you have, especially you are a scholar. I know you're very intelligent. Alam kong marami kayong alam about science, about mathematics, or any other subjects na pwede bang na marami kayong alam. Do not brag na marami kayong alam wag yung i-practice yung halimbawa nag-explain yung klase nyo ng ng sagot, nag-explain siya ng lesson tapos sasabihin nyo di ikaw nang magaling. Walang ganon. Do not do smart shaming. Nakababa ng dignidad yung mga ganong gawain. Okay? Then 16, do not be ashamed to seek guidance. Just like I said, always seek advice of others. 17, everyone deserves respect regardless of age, gender, race. Nabanggit ko na kanina. And last, give high esteem to elder people. Yan. So let's have the humble versus proud. Nabanggit ko na siguro ito kanina, but let us go through this once again. Humble people are responsive to their teams, themselves, and others. Then also, humble person understand their dependence on friends, family, and colleagues. So in other words, kapag humble, kinakailangan i-work out natin yung interpersonal intelligence natin. Kinakailangan makisalamuha din tayo sa ibang mga tao at makinig kung ano yung kanilang saloobin. Pero kung ikaw naman ay proud person, ito yung usually na tinitingnan or nakikita mo sa ibang tao. People are resistant and view everyone else as the problem. Kasi sa tingin mo, ikaw lang yung magaling. For a proud people, themselves first and always pursue their own agenda even at the expenses of others. So laging sila yung pabida pag proud. Kasi proud sila na may kakayahan silang ganun. Pero actually that is not being humble. From Nathan, bababa nga po ang grade ko. Paano po ako makaka-boast? Ikaw pa rin ang makakatulong niyan, Nathan. Kung mababa ang grade, ikaw pa rin ang makaka-solve nan. Yan. Yan. Do you have any more questions, guys? So what we have here for the last slide is the summary of our lesson, the concept and the application of humidity. This summary can also be read from our module. So once again, do you have any questions? Grade 7 Sapphire. Okay, if there's no more questions, thank you so much, grade 7, for your time. I hope you learned something from our video conference about humidity. So this is once again your teacher Jomar and teacher Nyong Manigalig saying keep safe, God bless, and stay humble, Sapphire. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.
Merry
Thank you pa.
Christmas. Happy New Year.
Thank you po.
Merry Christmas.